Well, hello everyone. Hello from Boston and welcome. Thank you so much for being here today. Such a special day. I'm going to take a quick look at my laptop to make sure that the audio and video are good to go. It looks like things are good. You can give me a thumbs up or let me know on your end if you can see me and hear me well. It is just past 2 o'clock. Someone had suggested, why don't you go live at 2:22, right? 2:22 p.m. I thought, oh my gosh, to be that precise and that exact would be difficult. So 2 p.m. But can you imagine it's February 22nd, which means it's the second month, the 22nd day, and the year is 2022. So I thought, why not go live at 2 p.m.? And the truth is, I had this thought in my head even before everything that took place recently. But when I realized, oh my gosh, I'm going to hit a milestone, it was just one more reason to go live. So why not on 2/22/22 go live at 2? And of course, 10 o'clock at night, the 22nd hour would have been way too late. Thank you for being here, those who could make it, and to those who are watching the recording, thank you. I'm sorry I couldn't schedule the live stream earlier, but thank you just the same for watching. So many people are coming in. Hello, hello, and welcome to everyone. Wonderful to see you here. The names are coming in so fast. Wonderful to have you here. Ray, Liliana, Larissa, Andrew, all of you guys from Patreon, thank you for being here. My members who are here, thank you so much. Who else just showed up? SDR Electronica, hello, hello. Maria is here. Cadena, Kalyan Erfaran, hello to you. Shaban, hi, how are you doing? Arturo, Maria Isabel. Good to have you here, guys. Alem, hi there. Thanks for confirming. Fernando, I see you. Good to have you here with me. Surprise. I know, didn't I go live? I can't remember if I went live in January or not. But in any case, I'm very happy to go live today. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for the congratulations coming in. Very exciting. Have I met a celebrity? There's a question that's interesting. Yes, kind of. If you know the old TV series Star Trek, I once met a member of the cast. I did. Scotty. I met Scotty from Star Trek. Arturo, good to have you here. Cy Jarman, hello. Wonderful to have you here, guys. Esron, hi there. Wonderful, guys. So we have about an hour together. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to be with me, study with me, and celebrate with me. I do hope that the connection will be good. We don't have a storm here in Boston today, but it's coming. Just when we thought spring was coming to New England, we saw a weather report, and it turns out that we're getting a lot of snow on Friday. So hopefully today there will be no issues with weather and my connection. Okay. Zedan, hello. Adnan from Dubai. Good to have you here. Well, first things first, guys. This is a very special week. I did hit a milestone, but I could not have done it alone. It's impossible to reach this kind of milestone without people supporting you along the way. So very quickly, I'd like to give some special thanks to people. I'm going to open up my screen and hopefully you'll see what I see. Let me check on my laptop. It's very exciting to hit a milestone. I never thought I'd hit it or had doubt years and years ago. And then as I got a little bit closer, I thought, maybe it's possible, but I honestly thought it would take a little bit longer. So it's exciting that the day finally came. Wilmar, hello. Good to have you guys all with me. Thank you so much. So always remember it's 222. It's a good date to remember when all of this took place. Thank you, first and foremost, to all of you, everyone who has subscribed. I realize that there are many subscribers who are not active anymore, but nevertheless, I thank them for clicking the button once in their lives to subscribe. It meant that you probably saw at least one lesson of mine that you considered helpful. To those of you who are here today, I'm assuming that you're still studying with me, and I thank you for that. I hit the million mark on February 20th on Sunday. It was nice that it was a weekend and I could monitor what was going on. So it was a wonderful day for that to happen. I also want to thank my YouTube members. I've had the membership program for a few years now. A lot of the members have seen and done the practice tasks that I post twice a week, and I thank you for being a part of that program. It is a paid membership program, and I thank you for supporting me that way. So thank you to the YouTube members for all these years. Some of you have been part of it for quite some time. To my new members, thank you. And to those who are thinking about joining, please check it out. I try to deliver a lot for $1 a month. Okay. I also want to thank all the teachers who I collaborated with over the years. I haven't done collab videos too recently, but I do have fond memories of these projects that I did in the past. And you could search on my channel for these kinds of lessons. We did storytelling, voicemail, different holidays. I don't have the thumbnails of all the different videos I've done, but it was fun to collaborate with other teachers here on YouTube, and I thank them for allowing me to be part of their own journey. And it was fun collaborating with them to produce lessons together. Perhaps we'll have more collab videos in the future. So thank you to the other teachers here on YouTube for a supportive community. And a very, very special thanks to these three people. I do have a pretty wide circle of colleagues, but these three have been very special to me. They have been a source of support, a source of inspiration, a source of advice, source of information, and they've been with me for many years by my side, and I wish them all the very best in their own work. Jason Levine, Fluency MC, you can check out his work. Vicky Hollett of Simple English Videos, and Mike Marzio of Real English. You guys are wonderful. I thank you, and thank you so much for being part of my journey. I get tears in my eyes when I think about them. They're wonderful people. Okay. Also, over the years, I've had many people appear in my videos, neighbors, friends, relatives, but there are three that are very special. Natasha was part of my Learn English with Jennifer series, lessons 1 through 65, and Flavia and Andrea more recently were part of my basic English lessons, 66 through 120. And again, I will always treasure their contributions, and I have very fond memories of working with all of them and studying with them. So I wish them well, and I thank them very much for being part of my journey as well. Okay. And finally, my family and my friends have been very supportive, and my children have been supportive through their patience with me. I've grown up with a mother dedicated to YouTube and online work, and they've been wonderful in terms of being patient with me, and as they've gotten older, listening to me as I talk about my work, get excited about my work, and even share frustrations. And I thank my children for their support. So thank you guys. All right. So let me take a quick look at the comments that have been going by. I want to see what you all have been writing. Oh, I have some new members. Movie Star English, thank you for joining as a member. I appreciate that. I see some people have joined since I've started. Zadan. Yeah, thank you. Whoops, cute stickers there. Omar, thank you for being here. Marine. Thank you so much. Andrew, you've watched all the videos with Natasha and almost all the ones with Flavia and Andrea. I'm glad. Wonderful. So many people to thank when you reach a milestone and reach a goal. You really don't do it all alone. There's always people around to support in different ways, big and small ways, and I thank them all. So what I thought I'd do is offer a little bit of instruction. Why not? We can go live and talk, but what I love to do most is teach. So I thought I would share some vocabulary and some poems with you. The poems will give you some new vocabulary as well. And of course, you can use the poems later for your own pronunciation practice using my model. So hopefully, what I share with you today will be of use. That's what I hope. Okay, so let me see what I have for you. I'm going to jump ahead to this screen and hopefully you will see what I see. Let's take a look. Ibrahim, hello. Nikita, hi there. Yes, Omar. Andrea and Flavia were from Brazil. They are from Brazil. And Natasha's from Russia. It was a pleasure working with all of them. Yes, looks good. Let me take a quick sip of tea. So yes, hitting a million, it's a milestone. The first was actually hitting 100,000. That was quite some time ago. That was very exciting. Didn't know I would get to this point. It's wonderful to be here. Can't say it was necessarily a goal because I didn't even know if it was realistic. It's just, I guess my biggest goal was just to continue doing my work and hope that I'd have the opportunity to create more lessons. So I'm just very thankful to be on YouTube all these years. But when we use the word milestone, we're using it as a countable noun. And you can use these kinds of expressions, these kinds of collocations. You can reach a milestone. You can talk about an important milestone. So I've reached a milestone. Reaching this number is a milestone. This is an important milestone. 100,000 subscribers is also a milestone in a YouTube creator's work. Let's make this one a little bit bigger too. So these are different ways perhaps you might use the expression in your own language, in your own speech. Reach a milestone, be an important milestone. And you can talk about a milestone in the context of something, a milestone in one's lifetime, a milestone in one's career, a milestone in a YouTube creator's work. So if you want to give your own example in the comments about a milestone that you'd like to reach or a milestone that you have reached, you can contribute an example and we'll see some of those collocations put to use. Okay. Is it Elmin? Muhammad, hello, I see you there. Wonderful to have you all with me. How about celebrate? Of course, we know this is a common word, celebrate as a verb. What is the noun? And is it countable or uncountable? Countable or uncountable? Yes, of course, miles, that's what we use here in the US. But nevertheless, you can still use it in American English or just in English when you're speaking. It's understood, a milestone. Okay. Celebrate, what is the noun? What suffix do we end with? What do we put on there? I'll wait to see if somebody helps me fill in number 1 and 2 here. Let's have a This is cause for What word form do we need? When you learn words, you want to be aware if there are other forms of that word, other parts of speech. So for example, what would we say? Oh, goodness. Important, importance, the noun, right? Reaching financial freedom is a huge milestone. Nice, Ibrahim. An important milestone, a huge milestone, a big milestone. Reaching financial freedom. And I like your gerund subject there. We just studied gerunds together, didn't we? So nouns can be countable or uncountable. Milestones are countable because literally they were stones, not always posts, but stones along the road that would mark the miles, the first mile, the second mile, etc. So you would reach each stone, and that would mark a mile covered. Stones we can count. When we add the suffix to form a noun here, there we go. Thank you, Esrin. Celebration. Now we have the noun form. So let's have a what? Let's have a celebration, right? We took off the E and added a new suffix. Let's have a celebration. Whoopsies, didn't mean to do that. Okay. And we can add it again here too. This is cause for celebration. Let's have a celebration. Celebration is the noun, and I know it can be confusing, but there are nouns in English that have both countable and uncountable meanings. You'll also hear the terms count and non-count. So when I'm using it here, you can tell by the article that I am counting it. It's specific. Let's have a family celebration, a big celebration, a YouTube celebration. What kind of celebration? Usually the more specific a noun is, it's going to be countable, and things that are more abstract, more general, are uncountable, non-count. This is a nice collocation here too, a cause for celebration. Cause for celebration. Okay, cause for celebration is a reason for celebration, a reason to celebrate. And this is something you could use in conversation. So if you found out that your friend just got a promotion, they got a new job, it was like, wow, that's cause for celebration. Let's go out to dinner. That's cause for celebration. Okay. Oh, wow. Thank you so much. Movie Stars English. Super. Thank you so much. Wow. I turned over and saw that. Super duper. Thank you so much. How sweet of you. Wow. So touched. Thank you. Thank you. Amazing. For a super chat. So thank you so much. I'm touched. 100K, remember, it's an abbreviation. K stands for 100,000 subscribers. On YouTube, they use K for thousands, right? M for million. So 100,000 is a milestone. Okay. Excalibur, thank you very much. Muito obrigada. Thank you. Okay. Other collocations with celebration, as I've said, a big celebration, a small celebration, a special celebration. There are lots of adjectives you could use. This one is nice to learn, a cause for celebration. So today we have a cause for celebration. We're celebrating reaching 1 million together. Yay, thank you. So, as I said, I don't know necessarily if reaching 1 million was a goal. My main goal was just to stay active professionally and keep on delivering my lessons to have people watch them. That's been my ultimate goal, is just to continue with my work. But anytime you set any kind of goal, it does take work. And so here's a quick little quiz for you guys to take right now. I'm going to show you these words in blue. They are all actually mostly nouns, 2 adjectives. Maybe I'll change these ones to nouns. Optimism. I'm going to change this to a noun too. Pessimism. Whoopsie, pessimism. Can I spell today? Pessimism. There we go. I can spell. Optimism. Thank you for the spell check. Hello. There we go. All right, now we have nouns. Which are positive words related to achieving a goal? Can you tell me which ones are positive and which ones are negative? If you're not sure, you can either leave them or guess. I'll give you a moment to think. Alex, thank you. Rahul, thank you. And movie stars, wow, you surprised me. Thank you so much. How special. The words I'm asking you to identify as positive or negative, these all possibly could be related to achieving a goal, working towards a goal. Perseverance, determination, disbelief, stamina, hesitation, tenacity, optimism, pessimism, grit, self-discipline. Okay. Liliana, I agree. Yes, yes. Nikita, I agree. Abraham, keep going. Yes, yes. I want to see only positive words. Good. Aha. So you'll have to get a definition or guess. What's positive? Okay, so perseverance, we agreed. Determination. Yep, Nikita confirmed stamina. Liliana suggesting self-discipline, I agree. Optimism, I agree. How about the rest here? Okay. And Stunning Lad 1. Ray, thank you. So we're going to get this one down here. Does not belong up there with the others. Right. This one too. Grit, we're going to get up there. It's a good thing. This is not. Doesn't help when you're reaching a goal or trying to reach a goal. And there we go. Hi, Simone. Is it Simon or Simone? Welcome. Okay, the positive words are perseverance, determination, stamina, grit, optimism, self-discipline, and tenacity. Okay, and as I'm explaining or talking about each word, those of you who are familiar with these words can have a little fun and take an extra challenge on and give the word family. So for example, if you know that perseverance is a noun, it has that ance suffix. What is the verb? What is the verb of perseverance? A lot of these words are related. If you have perseverance, you're able to endure and go on. You don't quit. Perseverance allows a person to continue no matter how hard it gets. They keep going and going. They have that strength to continue. So, building a career takes perseverance. Finishing college or the university takes perseverance. Seeing things through when they're difficult takes perseverance. Yeah, perseverance. The verb persevere, very good, Ibrahim. When you persevere, you last, you endure, you survive, you go on, you do not quit, which is very much related to determination. If you have determination, that's like a mental attitude of, I'm going to do this. I'm going to keep working and I'm going to reach those goals that I've set. Determination. You've decided, you've committed to moving forward. So if you have determination, you are determined. Determined. Okay? Having a never say die attitude. Yes. Ashwani, I'll repeat the words once more as I say each definition. So perseverance is a noun, right? To persevere is a verb, and it's all about continuing and not quitting despite any difficulties that come along. Determination is that commitment, that belief that you need to continue. It's this feeling inside of that you need to follow through. If you have determination, then you are determined to do something. Determination. If at first you don't succeed, try again. Let's go with determined. There is a verb determine, but in relation to hard work and achieving a goal, the noun determination is appropriate, and then the ed, we can describe it as an ed adjective, someone who's very determined, a determined look, right? Something full of determination. They know that they want to try and really work hard towards achieving a goal. Stamina is the energy that one has. It's the endurance that has a lot of stamina. We can talk about physical stamina, right? We just finished the Olympics in China. All of those athletes have stamina, right? To do what they do takes a lot of physical energy. They have stamina, but also not in a physical sense, just in terms of our emotional and mental capability. We need stamina to reach a long-term goal. Excuse me, stamina. So perseverance, determination, and stamina. Never give up on your dreams. Yes, a good use of a phrasal verb. Grit, this one, if these ones are more academic, grit is informal. Grit is like just an everyday word for what would be grit? Like it's a mixture of like courage and strength, determination. So you need a lot of grit. Again, we can put that in the context of Olympic athletes, and it's just a less formal word to have grit. You need grit. You have grit. Grit. And I actually can't think of another word in the word family that works in this context. Optimism is the opposite of pessimism. If you have optimism, what's the adjective? You saw it before when I changed it. Optimistic, right? Optimistic. Optimism. Feeling positive about things. When you're very negative, you have your view is full of pessimism and you are pessimistic. So if you want to achieve a goal, if you want to make progress, then it's better to be optimistic and have optimism, see things positively. Of course, there are a lot of temptations along the way to, get lazy or to quit or to get distracted, to take shortcuts. Self-discipline. Self-discipline is staying focused and controlling yourself and making sure that you stay on track. There's a cute scene in Legally Blonde. If you haven't seen that movie, it's a cute movie. I like it for different reasons. But there's a part at the beginning when Elle, the main character, is trying to get into law school. And at one point she looks out her window and she sees all the other students outside laughing and running and having fun. And she has the self-discipline to look away and focus and prepare for her law exam. So self-discipline is forcing yourself to do what you know you need to do in order to carry forward, to go forward. Self-discipline. Right? Very good. Hopeful is another good word. Yes. And tenacity. Let's see who can give me an adjective. If you have tenacity, what kind of person are you? Tenacity. This is also more of an academic word. Tenacity is like, it's from the word like holding, grasping. So there's something that you go after. If you have the tenacity to do something, to go for something, you're going to reach for it. You want it. You're going to work for it. So tenacity is what drives us to push forward towards where the point that we want to go towards, right? Thank you, Maxwell. Hi, Katiana. Good to have you here. Who knows the adjective of this word? Tenacity. Well, I'm so glad that you're here, Katiana. Thank you for being here. Grit, yeah, Alex. Grit is like having great energy, but it's also like it's energy mixed with courage and strength, and you don't give up easily. So this is the most conversational word here, the most informal word out of this whole group. Can you think of something that takes grit? What requires grit? It takes a lot or you can say of, a job candidate, I like that person. I like that candidate. That person has a lot of grit. That person's not going to give up. That person's going to work hard. They've got grit. They have a lot of grit. I like that. Or maybe you see on their resume some kind of achievement and you say, that took grit. That took grit. That required grit. Tenacious. Good, Abraham. Tenacious. Soothing relaxation music at night. Well, what a username that is. Sounds like something that I need. Gritty. Yeah, but for the context of working towards goals and achieving goals, I'm just going to recommend the noun. Okay? Tenacity is the noun, tenacious is the adjective. And remember what I said before, the more abstract a noun is, the more likely it is to be a non-count, an uncountable noun. Perseverance, determination, stamina, grit, optimism, self-discipline, tenacity. These are all abstract. They're qualities, and so they're uncountable. Okay? It took grit and courage. Yes, you could say something like that. Good example. Okay? The words are the recipe for success. There, I'm sure we could add more to them. If I were adding a recipe to success, I'd have to throw in humor, right? You know which other one I'm going to throw in here if you really want to talk about things that are needed? I would say resilience, right? The ability to bounce back when things get tough. You can have a cry, you can scream, you can complain. The question is, do you quit or do you bounce back? Do you continue your work? And obviously, the way to move forward is to have resilience. If anybody wants to give me the adjective, I'll look for that in the comments. Resilience is also a good quality to have, right? It's okay to vent, it's okay to cry and complain a little bit, but don't let it get you down and don't stay down. Get back up there and keep going. Okay. Thank you, Asmita. Thank you so much. All right, guys. Well, speaking of which, then, there are some lovely poems out there, but of course, for a live stream, I have to search for things that are in the public domain. So I was looking for appropriate poems, and I'm hoping that the ones that I share with you today will be memorable ones, and you'll like them. You'll understand the basic message or meaning that the poet was offering to us. And perhaps when you need a little bit of inspiration and motivation, perhaps one of these poems is something that you can turn to and read. I like these kinds of poems. There's something that you could post somewhere on a wall or in a notebook, and when you need to hear some positive words, just read them aloud. And what's nice about some of the older poems is to know that these feelings and experiences that we have when we are working towards a goal or trying to accomplish something that's not easy. It's a human experience. We've all been there. We've all done it. And it's nice to know, or it's comforting to know that other people have struggled, other people have had doubt, and other people have needed to hear words of support. That's why we turn to poems like these, to fill us with courage and inspiration so that we continue with our work. Okay. Resilient Ibrahim with an ENT is correct. I believe so. Yes, because resilience ends with an E. So if you just change that to a T, resilient, you need to be resilient. Okay. Hi, Lucy. Glad to have you here. Okay, guys, so onward from vocabulary to poetry, but I think there will be some words I'll have to explain. I was looking, and then I finally settled on this poet because he has a lot to offer us. Edgar Albert Guest, I believe he's like U.S., like he was born in England, perhaps. He's like British born, but he's a U.S. poet. I don't know his biography too well, I admit. But Edgar Albert Guest has a few poems that are considered very inspirational by many. And if you go on YouTube, you can probably find readings by other people. So if you want to compare how I read a poem to someone else's reading, you're welcome to do that. These are the links. I'm including the URLs where I got these, but the poems are so well known that you'll find them on other sites, other pages. Okay. Now, when I first read, there will be unfamiliar words. What you want to do when you first hear a poem is just sit back, enjoy, and listen to it. Poetry has a musical quality, and try to grasp the general meaning. And when we're done with the final line, we'll go back and look at some words that need to be discussed so that you can get a stronger grasp on his meaning. Okay? Edgar Allan Poe is very Edgar Allan Poe was not very positive. He's very was very talented and creative, but pretty dark. This is Edgar Albert Guest, a very different writer. But I'm glad you know Poe. Okay. Persistent. I think it's the related. I'd say so, Ray. But perseverance. Persistent is related, for sure. Okay. Listen and enjoy. This first poem I'm sharing is called On Quitting. How much grit do you think you've got? Can you quit a thing that you like a lot? You may talk of pluck, it's an easy word, and where'er you go, it is often heard. But can you tell to a jot or guess just how much courage you now possess? You may stand to trouble and keep your grin, but have you tackled self-discipline? Have you ever issued commands to you to quit the things that you like to do? And then, when tempted and sorely swayed, those rigid orders have you obeyed? Don't boast of your grit till you've tried it out, nor prate to men of your courage stout. For it's easy enough to retain a grin. In the face of a fight, there's a chance to win. But the sort of grit that is good to own is the stuff you need when you're all alone. How much grit do you think you've got? Can you turn from joys that you like a lot? Have you ever tested yourself to know how far with yourself your will can go? If you want to know if you have grit, just pick out a joy that you like and quit. It's a bully sport and it's open fight. It will keep you busy both day and night. For the toughest kind of game you'll find is to make your body obey your mind. And you never will know what is meant by grit unless there's something you've tried to quit. If you'd like, even if you're not grasping all the words, hopefully you've got a basic idea, basic message of what he's saying. That's why grit is important to understand, right? What's his message about quitting and grit? One of my favorite lines is these two. For it's easy enough to retain a grin. In the face of a fight, there's a chance to win. Right? Isn't it true? It's really great to be optimistic and cheerful and happy when you actually know that, yeah, I'm going to do this. But when you don't know if you're going to win the fight, if you don't know if you're going to successfully meet a challenge, can you still remain cheerful and optimistic? Can you keep a smile on your face even when you're struggling? It can be difficult to do, right? So if you'd like to react to the poem at this point, please feel free to write in the comments. Some words that probably are not familiar: pluck, like, I guess like courage, energy. I talk of pluck. Readiness, you're ready to face a challenge, pluck. This is older English. You can see it's a contraction. We have an apostrophe, so it means wherever. But instead of wherever, we have a contracted form that's not used in everyday modern English right now. Where'er you go. Wherever you go, people talk about like courage and being bold and being ready for action. So it's easy to talk about, isn't it? Right? But, okay, stop talking for a moment and think, how much do you actually possess? Do you have pluck? Do you have courage? Do you have grit? You may stand to trouble and keep your grin, but have you tackled self-discipline? Again, something that's easy to talk about, but hard to always have and apply. Thank you, guys. Okay. And now this is another thing, is like to really achieve something takes self-discipline. To turn away from things that you love or things that you want to do and force yourself to do something else that might be necessary, or really just to understand, like, what if there's something you really want, and could you stop yourself from doing it? The nice thing about poetry is that you can interpret it in different ways, and a poem can mean something different to each reader. That's how I feel. When I think about quitting something you love, it's a test of how passionate you are about something. Could I possibly quit teaching? No. I did, I mean, for a brief time when I had children, and then I just immediately felt I have to teach. Even if I'm not getting paid to do it, I need to teach. And that's what put me on YouTube in 2007. I just wanted to teach somebody, but I was at home. And so I started posting things on YouTube with my video camera, which I really didn't know how to do or to use very well. But it was this desire of like, I'm not quitting something that I love so much. I just need to find a way to do it. So that's one thing that I get out of this poem. But don't boast of your grit till you've tried it out, right? Don't talk about how much courage and grit you have until you've actually gone through something and proven that you have that grit, that you have that perseverance. Okay. I'm not going to go over all the words, but again, capture the meaning, capture the music and the musicality of the poem. Some other good words, though, to note: rigid orders, rigid like strict. Rigid means not moving, they're very firm. You can be tempted and sorely swayed. Sway is to move, and if there's a rigid order that you must do this step and the next step, what about when you face temptation? You are tempted. There's this something on the side that is pulling your attention. It is tempting you to look away from the direction that you need to go in. And is it easy for you to turn your attention back and look straight and continue forward? Or again, do you sway to the side and get tempted by other things? Can you tell yourself, no, I know what I need to do, and force yourself? Make your body obey your mind and do what you've set out to do. It's not easy. Okay. This also is nice. The sort of grit that is good to own is the stuff you need when you're all alone. And isn't it true? Of course we have support from friends and family, but there are those moments, those dark moments in a early morning or late at night, and you do feel alone in your struggle to do something. And how do you get through that experience? Are you going to come out with your head up with that grit and the determination, or are you going to break down? You could have those moments of breakdown, but then you need that resilience to bounce back again, right? It's the stuff you need when you're all alone. Okay. All right. There's another lovely poem, very inspirational, I'd like to share with you. It's called It Couldn't Be Done. And it's also by, let me go back to his name so you can see it and appreciate his work, Edgar Albert Guest. Edgar Albert Guest. The second poem is called It Couldn't Be Done. Okay. Somebody said that it couldn't be done, but he with a chuckle replied that maybe it couldn't, but he would be the one who wouldn't say so till he tried. So he buckled right in with the trace of a grin on his face. If he worried, he hid it. He started to sing as he tackled the thing that couldn't be done, and he did it. Somebody scoffed, "Oh, you'll never do that. At least no one has ever done it." But he took off his coat and he took off his hat, and the first thing we knew, he'd begun it. With a lift of his chin and a bit of a grin, without any doubting or quit it, he started to sing as he tackled the thing that couldn't be done, and he did it. There are thousands to tell you it cannot be done. There are thousands to prophesy failure. There are thousands to point out to you one by one the dangers that wait to assail you. But just buckle in with a bit of a grin. Just take off your coat and go to it. Just start in to sing as you tackle the thing that cannot be done, and you'll do it. I think even without understanding some of the words, you get the message, right? How would you summarize that? What do you need to tell yourself when other people are saying, that's hard. No, you can't do that. What are you doing? And what do you do? Right? Oh, movie star English. Wow, you're being so generous, I think. Thank you so much. And I like the sticker too. Oh, Ray, thank you guys. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I hope you like the poems too. Thank you guys so much for that support. I appreciate it. I like the stickers. What is it? Like a pear-shaped chicken. It's green. Thank you, Movie Stars English. Thank you, Stunning Lad One. Ray, I appreciate it. Okay. Oh, okay. I do have a video on types of laughter. Chuckle is a type of laugh. Chuckling is sort of a low laugh with your mouth closed. So chuckle. Your lips are closed, your mouth is closed. It's a low, sort of soft laughter. So he chuckled. It's sort of like knowingly laughing, like you said it couldn't be done, but I know. Okay, okay, you watch what's going to happen. Right? With a trace of, again, he buckled right in. This is a good expression. When you buckle right into something, again, you get determined. You set yourself and you set a goal, and you are ready to face a challenge and commit and follow through and do it. You sort of like putting on your buckle, and you buckle your seatbelt, you get your seatbelt on before you drive a car and you go. Well, there's a way to mentally prepare for a task that requires hard work, right? You buckle right in, you get ready because you know it's going to be a struggle, it's going to require work, and you're ready. With a trace of a grin, just a little bit of a smile, because this person is feeling confident. Like, I'm going to try. I'm going to do my best. On his face, without a trace of a grin on his face. And if he worried, he hid it. He's not going to show others how worried he is. And he tackled the thing. When you tackle something, you deal with it head on. You face it and you do it. But there are other people on the side who scoff. Ugh, you'll never do that. Scoffing, you can guess from context. Is it positive or negative? Is this encouragement or is this sort of criticism, like something disrespectful when people scoff? Ugh, you'll never do that. Like, what are you thinking? You think you can do that? Scoffing. Saeed, thank you for joining. Yes, you can do it. Scoffing is speaking with disrespect, and it's almost with humor, but it's cruel humor. Like, oh, somebody is looking down on another and not giving them the respect that is due. Somebody scoffed. Oh, you'll never do that. Well, at least no one has done it. But this guy, gets ready to work. The hat is off. Sleeves are up, and he's going to work and try. This is underlined by my dictionary because by my computer, because it doesn't even recognize it. It is probably in a regular dictionary. Quit it. I think it's related to like complaining, like complaining a lot and venting without doubting or the least bit of complaint. And he started to sing as he tackled the thing, and he did it. Right? There are thousands to tell you it cannot be done. There are thousands to prophesy failure. People, if there's a prophecy, they're predicting. They're not seeing the possibilities. They're saying, that's difficult. It's not going to work out. What if it doesn't? What are you going to do? So they're being pessimistic. They have pessimism, whereas this person who tackled the thing has optimism. He's optimistic. And other people also might warn you about all the dangers that you'll face, the dangers that wait to assail you, to fall upon you, to attack you. They're all there. Some people maybe they're it's coming from a good place, but they keep warning you, but this could happen, be careful, and that could happen. You might have this, you might face that, you got to be careful. And you're thinking, stop telling me about all the dangers. I'm going to go forward and I'm going to do it no matter what the dangers are or the difficulties may be. So just take off your coat and go to it. Just start in to sing as you tackle the thing that cannot be done, and you'll do it. And notice how there's this use of quotation marks, because that's what people are saying, it cannot be done. But the person believes that yes, it can. Despite what they're saying, it can be done, right? Mocking. Change the U to an O. Like scoffing could be like mocking. Yes, it's kind of like joking, teasing, but in a disrespectful way. Good. Conquer is also a good word. Dismissive, that's a nice way to put it. Disrespectful, very good. Okay. I hope you guys enjoy the poems. If you want to react to them, we've had 2 poems so far. I do have a third, and I believe we'll have time for it. So tell me which one you like, which message will stick with you, resonates with you, does it connect with you? The first poem we read by Edgar Albert Guest is on quitting, right? About grit, right? And about, talking about having grit and self-discipline to do things. And it couldn't be done is just ignoring all the negativity and the pessimism around you, perhaps, and just focusing on the belief that you can do it because you have the grit to do it. Okay? Yes. I like the optimism here, the determination. I think this poem, more than the other one, speaks about determination and maybe belief in oneself, the opposite of self-doubt. The third poem I'd like to share with you is See It Through, a good phrasal verb. And perhaps those of you who are familiar with the phrasal verb, you can put the meaning as you understand it in the comments, right? And if you're not quite sure what it means to see something through, perhaps at the end of this poem, you'll have an idea about the definition, okay? Okay, let's start. Okay. See it through. When you're up against a trouble, meet it squarely, face to face. Lift your chin and set your shoulders. Plant your feet and take a brace. When it's vain to try to dodge it, do the best that you can do. You may fail, but you may conquer. See it through. Black may be the clouds about you, and your future may seem grim, but don't let your nerve desert you. Keep yourself in fighting trim. If the worst is bound to happen, spite of all that you can do, running from it will not save you. See it through. Even hope may seem but futile when with troubles you are beset, but remember you are facing just what other men have met. You may fail, but fall still fighting. Don't give up whate'er you do. Eyes in front, head high to the finish, see it through. Ederson, hello, hello. Thank you for passing by. See it through to the bitter end. That's a nice phrase. To help someone. Well, see through. You can see someone through, but if you see something through, it means you finish it to the end. You follow through with your work. See it through, follow through. You commit and follow through and meet your commitment. You finish your work. You complete it. Right? When you're up against trouble, when you're facing trouble, meet it squarely, face to face. When you meet it squarely, you don't turn as if afraid. You turn with your full face, meet it squarely, right? Don't run away from trouble. Don't be scared of it. Face it. Lift your chin and set your shoulders. When you lift your chin, you're showing determination and courage. When you set your shoulders, you have a degree of, self-respect and belief in yourself, courage. Plant your feet and take a brace, right? If you stand steady and you're ready for a fight, then things are less likely to knock you over. So you want to be strong and take a strong position. Get ready for action. Get ready for a difficulty. Plant your feet and take a brace. When it's vain to try to dodge it, right? When it would be easier to move away and avoid it, don't do that. Don't try to avoid it. Don't try to dodge it. Do the best you can do. And you may fail, but you may conquer. See it through. It's true. So are you ready to fail? And I think that takes the greatest courage. You want to believe that you can do it, but you have to acknowledge, yes, failure is a possibility. Are you ready to fail? Do you have the courage to face that possible failure? You do the best you can do. You may fail, but you may conquer. You may win. Conquer is a verb. You may win, you may conquer. So see it through. Keep going. Go to the end. Black may be the clouds about you, so there might be dark clouds around you, difficult times. And if your future seems grim, you're looking ahead, you're trying to be optimistic, but things look pretty bad. Grim. They don't look good, they don't look bright. The future may not look bright at this moment, but don't let your nerve desert you, right? Don't lose your courage. Don't let your nerve run away from you, abandon you. Hold on to it. Hold on to that courage and grit. Keep yourself in fighting trim. Trim here is like form. You know, stay ready and stay in your best form, mentally, emotionally, physically. Keep yourself in good shape so you can continue your work, continue your struggle. If the worst is bound to happen, in spite of all that you can do, running from it will not save you. So even if you are going to fail, even if something bad is going to happen, running away right now is not going to stop all the bad things. You just have to have the courage to face it no matter what, good or bad, win or loss, right? Okay, you guys are checking my history. Even hope may seem but futile. Who knows that one? Can you recognize futile as a noun, a verb, an adjective? Even hope may seem what? Seem what? We often use adjectives. Even hope may seem but futile, right? It may seem just not possible. It's not even, it's pointless to even hope. You may think, why should I even have the smallest of hope? It's not going to happen. So it may seem that way at the time, that there's not even a reason to hope. It seems hopeless, futile. If it's futile to do something, then it's pointless. So it may seem pointless to carry a little bit of hope. But, he says, but, that's not, you don't want to let go of hope. When with troubles you're beset, this is older, more formal English that we don't use today, but when you are loaded down and burdened with all kinds of trouble and you feel, it's hopeless, I don't know what to do, you're feeling this way, just remember, you are facing what other people have met, what other men have met. You're not the first to face this. You're not the first to struggle. Other people have done this too. They've faced similar struggles. We've all had those difficult moments. You may fail, but fall still fighting. So if you're going to fail, do it while you keep trying. Don't just give up and fall down. You know, it's like the Olympics. Maybe you're not going to win the race, but you keep running. Don't give up. Even if you're in last place, finish the race. That's what you came here to do. Don't give up whatever you do. Another contraction that is not used in modern day English, but whate'er, it's also a contraction because it helps the rhythm. Don't give up whatever you do. Eyes front, right? Don't look away. Don't be scared. Head high. Have courage. Have self-respect. And go to the finish. See it through. Okay? Very good. Let me read that once more so you could hear it all the way through and appreciate the rhythm again, and now perhaps you understand the words better. I'll do one final reading, and maybe you'll be able to say which of the three you like the best. I'll take a quick sip of tea. See it through. When you're up against a trouble, meet it squarely, face to face. Lift your chin and set your shoulders. Plant your feet and take a brace. When it's vain to try to dodge it, do the best that you can do. You may fail, but you may conquer. See it through. Black may be the clouds about you, and your future may seem grim, but don't let your nerve desert you. Keep yourself in fighting trim. If the worst is bound to happen, spite of all that you can do, running from it will not save you. See it through. Even hope may seem but futile, when with troubles you're beset. But remember, you are facing just what other men have met. You may fail, but fall still fighting. Don't give up whate'er you do. Eyes front, head high to the finish. See it through. Do you like it? Taking positives from negatives. Yes. Do your best to be optimistic. Do your best to have that grit. If you have time, just one more. I debated sharing this one. So there's one more that almost made it into the running, but I love the one by Rudyard Kipling, If. But hopefully, see it through. It couldn't be done. And On Quitting are three poems that you can reread, practice, think about, react to. I hope you enjoyed me reading them to you. So I'm going to switch back here and see if there are any final comments, questions. We'll be winding down soon. I'm so happy that people came to join me in the middle of a day. For some of you, it's evening. I know that many of you are watching the recording because I chose 2 p.m. Boston time. But as I said, I couldn't resist because it's 22:22 at 2 p.m. I thought we could go for 22 minutes, but I thought 22 is too short, so 2 p.m. is when I chose to start. So good to have you, Marco. Hello, hello. Whatever, that's a contraction, whatever. If a soccer player scores 2 goals, we say that they've scored. Oh, really? I didn't know that meaning. I learn something new every day. Brace. Thank you, guys. So happy that you joined me here today, and thank you again. Really a wonderful support to have you all here. Thank you again, Movie Stars English, Stunning Lad 1. I appreciate your generous support today. And to all of you, thank you so much. Thank you for being a part of this. And let's keep going. Let's keep learning together. My goal is just to continue teaching as long as there are people to teach, as long as there are topics to be taught. I will do my best to continue. Right, eyes front, chin high, and I'm going to go forward. So thank you guys. Thank you so much for not just today, but for being part of my journey. I thank you all, and I hope the journey will continue. This is just one more milepost in the road, and I hope the road goes on for quite some time. So thank you for being part of it. Okay. Thank you, guys. Oh, hey, if you want to do more with me, don't forget, I just mentioned YouTube memberships. There's practice twice a week, every week, and you can get that for $1. So if you want to have practice, a little bit of grammar, vocabulary, writing practice twice a week, just click the join button and you can find that on the community tab here on YouTube. And actually, let me do a quick look. Let me see if I can find that for you, because people have sometimes signed up and then they don't know where to go. Okay, let me see if I can show you this. So guys, this is my YouTube page. There's home, videos, playlist, community. So once you click on community, you're here. Now, of course, you're seeing what I see as the creator, but YouTube members, when they come to the community tab, they see more posts than everyone else because there are member-only posts. So for example, yesterday I just shared 8 questions. It's a vocabulary review. I usually choose an old video and then create new exercises based on it. If you scroll down, so last week they got an exercise on prepositions, and you can see the length. I personally correct everything, guys, so when you post answers, I correct them. I'm a one person, there is no team, it's me. So I look at the answers and I correct them. It's a really good deal, the best bang for your buck if you want to go beyond my videos. Some of you, though, have discovered the joys of Patreon, and that's really where I go full throttle. I love sharing on Patreon. Patreon is the place for live instruction and a lot of very rich language tasks, speaking, writing, reading, listening. We have audio quizzes. They have group lessons, and between the group lessons I have follow-up tasks, which I personally correct for them. People at the higher tiers get one-on-one time with me, and it's been a very special experience on Patreon too. So some people are members on Patreon and YouTube. I do realize that some people do not see the join button on YouTube. That's because the membership program is not available in all countries, and I'm so very sorry for that. It's one reason why I did open the program on Patreon. So if you are high, intermediate, or advanced, consider joining the Patreon program for group instruction and more practice. There is a new tier for valuable members who just want a guaranteed live stream every month. I give that. But if you go to the higher tiers, you can have the live stream and Zoom classes. So you could have the live stream, the Zoom classes, and one-on-one time. So I try to create opportunities for different needs and different budgets. But again, it's been fun exploring the different ways I can teach here online, but it's been super fun just to create videos for the general public on YouTube, and it's just been so exciting to know that I've had that kind of reach, and I thank you for being part of it. Thank you, everyone, and I wish you all the best, and I'm just going to look one last time at the comments, but thank you, and happy studies, guys!